Yo, what's good? What's good? We're gonna be playing Microsoft Flight Simulator again. But first, it's morning time. Can you believe that? I usually play at night. 7 a.m. July 4th. Cheers. We're straight chilling over here. We're gonna be doing some flight training. Welcome in, everybody.
Let's talk about the throttle. If you have the need for speed, then the throttle's for you. Full control over the power output of the engine. In the Cessna 152, that relates directly to the RPM displayed on the tachometer. Pull back on the throttle to reduce RPM to 1800.
Well, where does it say the
Pull back on the throttle. You want to reduce RPM to 1800.
I don't know where it says the number. There. Nice.
Look how your speed and altitude are also decreasing. That's okay. Okay, let's throttle back up to 2400 RPM. Your speed is increasing now. As long as you maintain the same attitude, your altitude will keep climbing as well. Nice. I think a bit more practice may be a good idea. In this lesson, let's take a look at the relationship between attitudes and power settings. Attitude plus power equals performance. We are currently at 5,500 feet in a cruise attitude. The aircraft's nose is positioned under the horizon and cruise power is at 2,300 RPM. Try to reduce power to 2,000 RPM while maintaining 5,500 feet.
This game is so confusing sometimes.
probably noticed, to maintain altitude, you need to pitch the nose up. You could just keep pulling on the yoke to hold steady, but that's not really a precise means of control. Probably better to adjust your trim wheel until you don't need to push or pull on the yoke. Drag the trim down when you need to set the nose up. Drag it up to set the nose down. Try adding trim to keep us at 5,500 feet without increasing throttle. You put your plane in a dangerous situation. You probably noticed, to maintain altitude, you need to pitch the nose up. You could just keep pulling on the yoke to hold steady, but that's not really a precise means of control. Probably better to adjust your trim wheel until you don't need to push or pull on the yoke. Drag the trim down when you need to set the nose up. Drag it up to set the nose down.
Everything's backwards in this
Try
plane.
adding trim to keep us at 5,500 feet without increasing throttle.
What's my altitude? Does anyone see altitude here?
Keep working on it. You'll get better. You're too high now. You're too high now. You put your plane in a dangerous situation.
This game is so confusing, bro.
Increase power to 2,300 RPM while maintaining 5,500 feet. Get us back to a cruise attitude. Excellent. Now, adjust the trim. Trim the aircraft to maintain 5,500 feet.
I can't tell if I'm too high or too low. Looks good, right? Oh, there's my altitude. So I have to be lower. Even lower.
Keep working on it. You'll get better.
Nice, we got it.
Additional practice will help, don't worry. The way I was taught, when you adjust the trim, you make course changes at first to remove pressure on the yoke. Then small adjustments to find the perfect setting to keep your desired attitude. If you feel your pitch slipping and need to get back to the proper attitude, don't worry. Just pull on the yoke, then dial in the right trim. That's the key to straight and level flight.
Not bad.
The art of maneuvering a plane through the air isn't a mystery to you anymore. Now it's time to test the skills you've learned. As you can see, we're cruising at 6,000 feet on a north heading of 360 degrees. Start by descending to 5,500 feet while maintaining a northerly heading. While descending, reduce throttle to avoid overspeed. That's good. Now climb to 6,000 feet and turn to a south heading. On the Cessna 152, you need full power to climb effectively. You can start the climb when you're ready.
Where's the compass? Compass? Am I going east? North? South? Anyone know where the compass is? South. I don't know which way south is.
That's good. All right, next exercise. Maintain your heading of 180 degrees. Stay at 6,000 feet and adjust your airspeed to 80 knots. Go ahead and reduce your speed. That's okay. Review
Well,
straight and level
I
flight
think we
to better
failed
manage
this
your
one,
speed and
but
altitude.
we are still going straight on the
Additional
horizon,
practice
so.
will help, don't worry.
I've never done a takeoff before, so this will be interesting.
Miami Tower Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra at runway 27 ready for departure, straight out departure.
It's not working.
Weight and balance. Parking brake engaged. To disengage parking brake, press Ctrl plus numpad DL.
I'm doing that. I don't even know how to disengage the parking brake. Control, delete. Control, delete. It's not working.
Close. Button. Options menu. Activities screen. Discovery flights. Button 1 of 9. Discovery flights screen. Current, New York. San Francisco, Mount, Naples.
I think I turned on the assistance by accident.
Active options. Button. General options screen. And accessibility. Enable screen off.
Will the wind take me up and over the mountain? I think it will. Maybe not. Seems to be working. Oh, something happened. I need to back out of this. Was supposed to go that way. Oh, that beeping sound is the speed. Holy crap, that wing is huge. That one looks smaller than this one. Should we try and land? Welcome in, everybody. My velocity is falling. Oh, now it's picking up. Altitude dropping. Think we get carried by this wind here? I'm not so sure.
let's take a moment to talk about taxiing. Taxiing refers to moving the aircraft on the ground under its own power. In particular, getting from the ramp out to the hold short point on the edge of the runway. Steering on the ground is managed through the rudder pedals. That's right, unlike driving a car, we turn by using our feet. Okay, ready? With the throttle idle, release your parking brake. Release the parking brake. Okay. Now, gently increase throttle to get the aircraft moving. All right. Use your rudder pedal to turn left and enter the taxiway. As you increase power, watch the tachometer and make sure to stay around 1,000 RPM.
Oh no. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do this. This is a mess. This is a royal mess.
Now test the brakes. Unfortunately, one of your wheels crossed out of the taxiway.
This game's
Now
hard,
test the
dude.
brakes.
Yeah, my num delete's not working. Now it works.
Good. Brakes checked. Taxi to the next exit, then come to a stop. Remember to control your speed with throttle and brakes. See the crossing in front of us? Stop before it as if traffic was coming off the runway.
It's not working anymore.
All right, taxi to holding point Alpha 1 next. It's at the far end of the airport near the head of runway 21. Stay as close as possible to the taxiway center marked by the yellow line, and watch your speed.
I'm fucking this up so hard right now. I just don't understand how to use the rudders that well.
Watch your speed. After the right right turn. Come to a stop before the hold short point and prep for takeoff. Watch your speed. That was good taxiing. The next challenge will be to keep the aircraft under control while at full throttle for takeoff.
Man, it's gonna be hard.
There's an old saying I like. A mile of road will take you a mile. A mile of runway will take you anywhere. Taking off isn't hard, but there are a few key points to remember. First, we always take off into the wind, which won't be an issue on a calm day like today. Second, before we enter a runway, we always make sure it's clear. Check to the right to see if a vehicle is on the runway, and to the left to make sure no other planes are approaching. Everything looks good, no cross traffic. Go ahead and taxi into position. Now slowly taxi onto the runway and align the plane with the center line. Then stop your plane just after the number 21. Let's position the plane for takeoff.
Yeah, that's a much more doable speed.
Not bad. All right, let's do this. Apply full power and I'll walk you through the takeoff as we go.
Did she say full power?
Use your rudders to stay on the center line and keep pushing power until you reach 55 knots.
How's that possible?
We're a bit too far down the runway. Let me move the plane back into position. All right, let's do this. Apply full power and I'll walk you through the takeoff as we go. Use your rudders to stay on the center line and keep pushing power until you reach 55 knots.
Yeah, the rudders are too sensitive.
Good. Now gently pull back on the yoke. And we're airborne. Line up the top of your instrument panel so it's a couple of inches above the horizon. That'll pitch us up and set a good climb attitude. Focus on flying straight. Use your rudders to keep the runway heading of 210 degrees. Maintain 75 knots and we'll reach our target altitude of 5,500 feet in no time.
Tricky. Not bad. Do I still need to climb?
Maintain 75 knots and climb to 55. Okay, 5,500 feet. You've reached your target altitude. Good job. For this landing exercise, I want you to focus on the yoke only. We're close enough to the runway to land safely without adding any throttle. Maintain a speed of around 65 knots. Pitch down if you're going too slow. Pitch up if you're too fast.
Yeah, I think the keyboard is just a little too sensitive for this game. Maybe I need a joystick.
Keep your airspeed at 65 knots. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare. To flare means to raise the nose of the aircraft to slow your descent for a softer landing, but without ever leveling off or climbing. The main landing gear will touch down before the nose wheel does. We're coming up on flare height. Resist the temptation to pull back. Now focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it. Nice. Now apply the brakes to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop.
That was not bad.
Well done, but there's room for improvement. Keep in mind that approaching the runway at the right speed is key to a good landing.
Alright. Landing's important.
Landing exercise, I want you to focus on staying on the glide path using the throttle only. Smooth action on the throttle is key for remaining on the correct glide path. If you find yourself too high, reduce your power. If you're too low, increase it. Remember though, always make soft corrections. You don't want to overcompensate.
Uh-oh.
Now you can use the elevator to land.
What? It's not looking good. Not looking good. Not looking good.
Reduce throttle to idle.
Nope.
Now focus on the end of the runway
Does not work.
and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it. Nice. Now apply the brakes to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop.
Well, that was one hell of a landing.
You did well, but you can do better. Resist the temptation to pull back when above the flare height. My first instructor used to say, The best part of flying is landing in one piece. Today, you're in charge of bringing us in for a safe landing. And I've already set us up in landing configuration at 65 knots with 10 degrees of flaps and idle power. Keep your aim point on the runway threshold. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare.
How do I flare? Well, what does flaring mean? It wants me to go faster, doesn't it? How many knots am I going right now? Oh, I wanted me to go slower. This is gonna be a rough landing here. I need more flaps. I need a better angle, but I need.
Reduce throttle to idle. Now focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose
Not
just
going well.
above it.
Nope, I fucked that up. Restart. Second time playing this game.
My first instructor used to say, the best part of flying is landing in one piece. Today, you're in charge of bringing us in for a safe landing. And I've already set us up in landing configuration at 65 knots with 10 degrees of flaps and idle power. Keep your aim point on the runway threshold. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare.
Well, what does flaring mean? Is that like when you go like that? Or is it a literal flare? Like a flare gun? That was a mistake. I keep messing this up. We might have to play a different game or do a different activity. Okay, looking good. I'm not maintaining 65 knots though. I don't know if I should go slower or faster. Maintain, does not mean, I don't know. I'm going slower.
throttle to idle.
Ah, I fell. Alright, we're gonna take a break from this game. What else should we play? Any ideas in the chat for what game to play? Let's play, Loading up, but WoW. Bear with me for a second. I'll play some music in the meantime. Well, let's see how quick it'll be. Let's get some powder toy in the meantime. We'll let that keep going. Oh, it's ready. See if I can remember how to play this game.
Whoa, what are you? Wanna play kites later?
So many quests.
Forward, champion. There is something I wish to share with you. From pain you draw strength. This gift from Tyr is precious to us. A final remembrance of a treasured friend.
His deeds and his courage will never be forgotten.
You have told me stories of that time, but I've never seen the relic he gave you.
We kept it in a place of honor here in Valdrakken. An ingot of pure silver, forged in the shape of a dragon scale.
Beautiful. Tell me, has it always pulsed with such potent magic?
No. Something about it is different. The scale seems to have changed in our absence.
Perhaps our return to the Dragon Isles has awakened it. Tyr was full of mysteries. This may be one last enigma for us to investigate. As an ally of dragonkind, mortal, we ask that you take the scale and investigate this matter on our behalf. Greetings. Tyrhold may have the answers we seek. Watcher Coronos knows those halls well. He can guide you on your journey.
As the Dragon Queen wishes. I shall meet you there, hero. Let us see if the scale interacts with the consoles of the hold. Place it here. I have seen much.
For order to be upheld, sent by the Pantheon to push back void.
That magic! Order must be served. Be cautious. Guardians of Tyrhold are still behaving erratically. This device may be able to disrupt some of them temporarily, should you need it.
I really don't know how to play this game anymore.
I need to target something first. I require a target.
The dragons shall be caretakers for the future of Azeroth.
I'm out of range.
Refuses to see. Azeroth must take. Locans must be punished. Unforgivable.
This game's a lot more chill than I remember.
Shadows rising in the too great. Ulduar infested by its own prisoner. Arcadis, Ironiah, all that I can trust. The records must be kept safe, must be preserved for when the fascinating. What secret is this you have unlocked? Aspects be blessed. I walk in the footsteps of Tyr. There, below!
It's good to see you again. Come back soon. Well met, friend.
Holf Aldon Shi.
I see you have an old memory of a beloved friend. Let us hope it has wisdom to impart.
My friends, I am leaving on a journey, one that may keep me away for some time. Before I depart, I have something I wish to leave in your care. To symbolize our bond, I present you with this scale forged of purest silver.
A thoughtful gift, though its enchantments obscure my vision as to its true nature.
Perceptive as always, timeless one, but do not be troubled. You know my fondness for mysteries.
I suspect that this scale has a deeper meaning. That you are leaving it with us, because your journey will place you in grave peril.
Tell us what danger lies ahead of you, Tyr. We would gladly face it at your side.
Where I go, you cannot follow. There is sacred knowledge that can only be safeguarded by myself and my fellow keepers. Your place is here. You must prepare your flights for the great destiny that lies before them. I am sorry, my friends. I wish I had more time with you, but I must go. Remember, the silver scale will reveal its value in a time of need. Be well.
There's magic, and there is much about our history that I do not know.
Though the Bronze Flight is able to experience all points in time, we occasionally...
Although he is no longer with us, his legacy much has happened since the day we said goodbye to Tyr. I hope you would be proud of everything we have accomplished. To know that despite the hardships we have faced, Dragonkind thrives.
Voice recognition complete. Input received.
It seems your words have awakened an ancient magic, Lifebinder.
Keeper designation Tyr. Not found. Activating Silver Protocol. My loyal companions.
An echo of Tyr. What wisdom has he left behind for us?
If you are seeing this message, it means a time of great need is at hand. But I am no longer among you. Take the silver scale to my forge in Tyrhold, and more shall be revealed.
Mysteries within mysteries. Tyr always had a plan.
Tyr always was the most clever of all the keepers.
Ah, hero. I was going to check if the console here could provide us any new information. Have you found anything? The lockdown protocol here seems quite intact. Blessings of the aspects.
Alright, I think we're gonna call it stream here. I'm I'm not too interested in this game necessarily anymore. But alright, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Peace.